Happy Friday morning, you guys. It is 9:09 Friday morning, September 6th. I am happy that all of you guys woke up this morning and joined me on this video. Tamar. So I realized in my last reading on the Braxtons that I did that I said a Queen of Cups was in the near future. I wasn't sure if it was Tamar or not. It was. It was Tamar. Just another message for me to follow my first mind. So I want to look into Tamar because she was already on my list of upcoming readings since I did the Braxton reading. I'm going to jump in with her since she is currently on the scene. Her and her ex-boyfriend, I don't know what that young man is, but they are currently beefing online with each other. I think his name is JR. So I'm going to just look into Tamar and see what's going on in her relationship and in her life. Now, I remember being the first to say that they had broken up. I think it was on a reading on Tamar that I did on my community tab around the time that she was going through it with Krishan. I did a reading on my community tab. You guys go check out those old readings because they're not videos, they're posts, but they're still full of tea. I said that she was living with her mother. I talked about her tour, and I mentioned her and that man breaking up. That was about 6 months ago when I did that reading, maybe. So you heard it here first, like you always do. You also heard a lot of stuff about Ice Spice and her desire to be the queen bee. You heard that here first in my Ice Spice reading, my Isis Spices reading. So if you're a busted baby, then you always get the tea here first. And if you're a random a random viewer, become a subscriber because the tea always comes from me first. Also, before I start, I want to know if you guys are interested in me. Not only, like I said, joining TikTok, because I think I am, but I'm thinking about doing some membership stuff on this page. Everybody asked me to teach different things. I'm thinking about giving a little bit of perks to this page, this channel. So if there is something that you would like to see from me or some type of access you would like to have outside of just these videos that I do, let me know what you're thinking so I can kind of come up with ideas for membership perks for this channel. I don't know though. I'm toying around with the idea. I'm toying around with the idea of expanding my branding for Beyond the Veil Adina. But I don't know how I feel about that because I like to be very anonymous and behind the scenes, behind the veil. But I also a lot of time feel like I should treat this like I treat any other business and look for opportunities to scale. So I'm at a crossroad of service and business. I've always been very service minded when it comes to what I do, but I'm feeling a little capitalistic, capitalizing on opportunities and things like that. But I don't know. So you guys tell me how you guys feel about me monetizing myself on social platforms a little bit more than I already do. If I offer membership perks, what would you guys want from me? Tarot classes, or I don't know, specific readings, specific access to readings? I don't know. Maybe pay a certain membership fee and then get I don't know, get like a monthly reading for yourself and access to like a handful, maybe 5 requested videos. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. Give me feedback. Jessie Girl 24. Thank you. The universe has you. Thank you, Jessie Girl 24. All right, Tamar. Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to see into the soul and the spirit of Tamar esteemed Braxton. Tamar Braxton. Tamar, please allow me to speak to, conjure up the soul of Tamar Braxton and cause her to keep nothing hidden from me. Cause her to speak her truth from her soul. Tamar Braxton. What's going on with you in your relationship with this man? He blasted you for having mental health issues. He blasted you for being obsessive over him. You got out and then confirmed that you married him after he ate someone's booty sandwich. Tamar esteemed Braxton, talk to me about your relationship with JR. Your current husband, ex-husband, ex-boyfriend, whatever he is. What's going on with you currently in your relationship, Tamar, with this man? And why are you letting him play on your top like this? Why are you playing on your top like this? 2 cards just fell out. I don't know what they are yet. Oh, it was 3 cards. King of Cups, 2 of Pentacles in reverse, 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Weren't they on a show together? A show about Tamar finding love or something like that? Tamar, talk to me about your relationship with the man that you're currently in the public with. Will you guys remain together? Will you guys permanently break up? What's going on? This is Tony. Tony's coming out in Tamar's present energy. 1 second, you guys. I have to flip the switch on the power box for the AC. All right. This is Tony the Braxton. She's embarrassed. She is mortified. And since she's coming out in Tamar's current energy, she is all over Tamar because of this situation with her and JR. Mortified. Tony is mortified. Tony, there is a sense of, now, ironically, I feel like I'm picking up on Tamar's support system. Not so much as Tamar right now. The challenge is they, when I say they, I'm talking about Tony and Co. But mostly Tony. She seems to be Tamar's main support right now. They're tired. They're tired of Tamar and the shenanigans. They're tired of kind of like taking care of her. Every time she gets in a situation, and she seems to get into lots of them, they're tired of Tamar and her shenanigans. They're overwhelmed. They can't do it with her anymore. Page of Swords in the recent past. Tamar, you like to snoop on this man. Yes, you could have gotten wind about his credit card, your credit card being the one that was in use, but you went snooping. You were spying, and you seemed to do that on him often. The details about who he was with and all of that stuff, because it seems like you guys got the money situation from the hotel stay squared away quickly. He said he did. You said he did. You snooped. You were snooping on this man, and you like to snoop on this man. You like to stalk and watch him. This isn't stalking like an obsessive stalking, because this would have been the devil card. But this is you snooping and keeping an eye on him. Near future, Tamar, you haven't had enough. Either in the near future, you are going to continue to communicate with this man and tell yourself that you have to, because you guys have stuff to hash out, swords to pull out of each other's bags. Tamar, you would like to reconcile with this man. You two will be in communication with each other. Tamar, you still aren't done with this man. This would have been grounds for you to cut him off. Again, I get the energy that you either want to tell yourself that there is a good reason for you guys to still communicate, or there is, because you guys have things to hash out before you can put it to bed. But Tamar, you don't want to be done with this man even after all of this. You will have more communication with him. And I get it's under the guise of like you have to, because you have business to take care of, things to settle with each other, and you'll pretend like you don't enjoy having to communicate with him, but you do. For you, you are embarrassed because all of this is public. You don't like that he talks about your mental health, because that's something that the world doesn't know about. And I think you said that for you, more than anything, it's bringing all of this stuff to light. But as long as it can go on without the public being aware, you'd be okay with your behavior, with his behavior, with the toxicity of it all. Because you knew that you guys weren't together, but it seems like you were okay with it. You were okay with trying to force something to be that wasn't necessarily working out. And I see that it hadn't been working out. It never worked out, really. But one party was dragging it along, trying to force it to work out. I don't get mental health as a lot of people like to think of it in Western society. I get emotional imbalance that causes mental health. It seems like what I feel in bipolar people, but I'm of the belief that bipolar people don't have a mental disorder initially. They have an emotional disorder initially. It's like getting stunted in a place, in a childhood trauma. That's Tamar. She's stuck somewhere in her childhood, mentally and emotionally. So yes, it would be bipolar or whatever she's diagnosed with, but I feel it or pick up on it on an energetic way, not a scientific way. Tamar does have issues that she's aware of, but healing them is not as much of a priority as managing them is. this man that doesn't want her. This man that she was with, he is currently doing everything he can to pull away from her. He is not taking actions toward her. He is also manipulative and gaslighting. He has his cake and he eats it too. And he plays on Tamar's emotional vulnerabilities because he's a king in reverse. So you play on her top, sir. You do. Obviously, this is a very toxic relationship. One party would like to free themselves from it, but they're toxic too, and they play mind games. However, this man really does want to be over. And this relationship should have been over after the show or something like that. There are parties here that I would like to say are helpful of JR in getting Tamar away from him. For instance, if Tamar is someone that needs to be looked after because of her emotional and mental health, then the people who look after her would be communicating with JR, handling the breakup for her. So I imagine people that love Tamar are going behind her back, communicating with JR to handle this situation and break them up, make sure that they break up, because Tamar won't do it herself. It's like when you have a young child and the mother has to step in or the parent has to step in and say, all right, listen, this ain't good for my child. You know, we understand that, you know, she be stalking you and da-da-da, so you go your separate ways and we'll take care of her. You know, we'll take care of this, and this, but, you know, you don't have to deal with her no more. We'll watch her. Something like that. Hopes and fears, Tamar. Tamar, this is the worst thing that could ever happen to you. Or at least you feel like it on an emotional level. You feel like everything is falling apart at this moment. Especially because this is all playing out in the public and you're embarrassed because you have a public persona to uphold and a family name to live up to. So the fact that Tony Braxton is mortified, you're mortified. You're mortified by this, by the embarrassment that it brings you and your family, by the hurt. This is just the worst thing that could happen to you, plus you being dragged online for your performance. This is really doing a lot to your spirit right now to bring it down. This is bringing down your spirit. It's making getting through whatever issues that you struggle with very hard. Pray for the Braxton unit. Pray for Tamar, because this isn't just affecting Tamar's relationship. This is affecting her family. Because her family was just in the news, in the media about their show. The show is tearing them apart. Tamar is struggling. Their family is struggling in a bad way. Pluto and Capricorn, I meant to come on and do a video about a message about Pluto and Capricorn to all of you, and how Pluto is getting ready to enter back into Capricorn for the last time for the next 248 years. It's been there since 2008, and after November, it won't be there again for a couple of centuries. The last thing that Pluto and Capricorn will visit is the family unit. Health, emotional, mental, physical, relationships, marriages, endings, beginnings, children. I know some people who are getting divorced right now. I know some people who are getting married right now. I know some people who are getting clean bills of health right now after health scares. I know some people who are getting health diagnoses that have to do with family issues. We got families on TV, families in entertainment that are going through things. The Jacksons just sold off for almost almost half off Michael Jackson's assets. The Braxtons are going through it on their show. Pluto in Capricorn is revisiting the Braxtons, and it's not going to be good for the family. This situation with Tamar isn't good for the family unit because it's going to drive a wedge further in between her and her main support, which is her mother and her sister Tony. It's like she already lost out on so much, so many opportunities she had for financial independence. She lost out on that show that she had with her relationship with that African guy. There was another small gig that she missed out on that could have made her a financially independent woman. Probably that tour she did. It's been a series of bad juju for Tamar that it seems like she, or at least people feel like she gets herself involved in because of whatever emotional challenges she has. She self-sabotages. And whenever something is going on in the public, it's always about Tamar. That's some of the issue that the family is having. That her personal issues always bleed out. She always gets herself into these messes, and her family is struggling with supporting her through it. Queen of Swords in reverse in her current position, Tony, I believe. Tony oversees Tamar. Tony would be the one managing Tamar and overseeing her main support system, even helping her manage that relationship with that guy she's currently with. She's also going to be the one to help dissolve the relationship and get that guy to go on about his merry little way and then deal with Tamar on the back end. It's her family. It's Tony. It seems like this man has been over Tamar emotionally. For some reason, he's been around, though, and he's been allowing himself to be managed. He's still been dibbling and dabbling in emotional affairs with Tamar, and someone else has been facilitating and overseeing their relationship, managing it, handling them. It seems like they have a lot of fights. Were on again, off again. There was a lot of back and forth between them in their relationship, so it needed to be managed by someone. Someone else was keeping them together. I feel like it was Tony, and not saying that purposefully she was doing that, but I think that Junior had reasons for staying with Tamar. Proximity to Toni Braxton and her legacy and her fame, or the benefits. The same reason I believe a lot of men, a la Tracy's current husband, got with her. The proximity to the Braxton name and what could come from it. But there are no benefits for these men and these men in the Braxton name. They get with these women and find out that they have emotional issues, but they stay around for access to Tony and people that she has access to. Tony is aware of this, though, and I feel like they feel like having somebody for Tamar is good for Tamar and good for them, because it's less work that they have to do babysitting her, but they babysit the relationship and kind of oversee whomever Tamar is in a relationship with, because they know that she's a lot. They know that the men eventually see that she's a lot and they check out, but they stay for all the wrong reasons. And it seems like at least Tamar's handlers know that men may stay for the wrong reasons, but because of whatever emotional issues she had, they entertain it. It's just like, listen, we know she got some issues. Work with her because it makes her happy. It keeps her calm when she's in a relationship. We'll let you continue to have the perks. We know it's a lot on you. Stay for as long as you can take it. And when you can't manage her anymore, we'll step in and help dissolve the situation. I have a friend, my best friend in middle school. When we got to the 10th grade, she got sick in a way that she could never recover from. And she has so many diagnoses now, but she hasn't been the same since then. She lives her life now needing constant care. She has tons of, permanent disorders, and it caused a lot of delays in her. And at some point, her family was kind of just like, they have to treat her like a baby, is what I'm saying. They have to treat her like a baby. And because of her emotional disorders, because it stunted her, she can act very childlike sometimes. Very, very childlike, even more childlike than the age that she got sick at, because we were teenagers. But they have to make excuses for it. And even sometimes they'll come to her friends and say, hey, can y'all come sit with her, just entertain her, and we'll buy lunch, but then when it gets too much, we'll come and get her. It's like that. I'm not going to go too long on this because it's not much more to say. This is what the situation is. I do want to see the challenge, the 9 of Wands in reverse, because that tells me, Tamar, your support system is crumbling up under you because you guys are going through it as a unit yourselves. They don't want to do this anymore. They don't want to handle Tamar no more. Nobody who's involved with the management and handling of Tamar wants to be involved anymore. Her handlers, meaning Tony, her mother, her friends, JR, they're all over it. They're all done with Tamar self-sabotaging. It seems like they gave Tamar this show to find love, to find a caretaker for her. Someone that they could arrange behind the scenes with to look after her, because her family couldn't do it. What was your near future, Tamar? 10 of Swords in reverse. Tamar would like to forgive all of this stuff with that man. She has some emotional issues that she's trying to manage, and she will be trying to manage. This triggered her whatever alleged disorder she has. It triggered her. She can't seem to get out of it, though. She'll be looking for ways to reconnect with this man despite all of this. And she'll be looking for ways back to stay. She's not okay. She'll be running back to him. She's not okay. She'll be running back to him. He don't want no parts of it, though. Outcome with this 10 of Cups in reverse, and I'll close. This is her siblings and her friends, whoever was her support group around for the perks and benefits, keeping her tea. There are people who it seems like your family will have to pay off to not spill more tea about you, or they'll have to hire new friends to bring around you. Like, there has to be perks involved for people to be your friend and hang around you. Your sisters, something like that, like they're going to have to chip in on something financial in order to help you some kind of way through some emotional challenges you're going through. I don't know if your father will have to step in, if you will go and stay with your father because your sisters can't do it and your mother can't do it. You may spend some time with Papa Braxton. This breakup, it seems like it's going to send you back, Tamar. It's going to send you back in whatever issues you have. And it's going to be a challenging time for you and your entire family. That's all I'm going to say about that, because this is really sad. Love you guys. Bye.